Good afternoon. My name is Megan, and this is Emma, Jasmine, and Valeria. In today's presentation, our team will be exploring a mental health awareness training program for employees within YouTube. Before we begin, we want to provide you with some background knowledge surrounding mental health. Mental health is a topic of extreme importance. It refers to our emotional, psychological, and social well-being, affecting how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make life choices. It can have a substantial effect on all areas of life, such as school or work performance, relationships with family and friends, and ability to participate in the community. The rise of social media has shown a simultaneous connection with negative mental health impacts. Social media can affect anxiety, depression, poor sleep quality, cyberbullying, and body image dissatisfaction, just to name a few. With a large user base of all ages within YouTube, it is important that employees are aware of negative behaviour online to ensure mental health is recognised and promoted in creating a safe and healthy environment. YouTube, a highly popular new media platform, faces the challenge of negative mental health concerns to arise. YouTube, unfortunately, has some of the most toxic comment sections on the internet. YouTube can impact the mental health of both the content creators and the audience. Therefore, we want to combat the need to train employees within the field of mental health. We want to reduce the stigma surrounding mental health and educate employees of its importance in promoting a positive culture and healthy workplace. In conducting research on YouTube's current policies, we found that they have a strong commitment to remove negative content, reduce spread of misinformation, raise sources of news and information, and reward content creators. However, the need to train employees in the field of mental health is yet to be organised. To conduct a training needs analysis for YouTube, we found that without awareness of mental health at YouTube, employees can't achieve a safe, reliable community to meet company goals and objectives. We will conduct a 5-step needs analysis to find a training solution for YouTube. The first step of the analysis is to identify symptoms and causes. First, rise in mental health concerns globally, and second, decrease in efficiency of employees in their ability to assist users. Some reasons for the symptoms were as followed. 1, inefficient communication with the business and operations team and trust and safety team, and insufficient team members in charge of mental health awareness. Step 2 involves the production of data gathering techniques. Our team will interview current employees within YouTube to identify how efficient their knowledge is in mental health, as well as sending out a survey for YouTube users to complete with their experiences online. In step 3, we will analyse the data closely. This will provide us with the ability to understand how we can conduct specific training targeted at our internal stakeholders. Step 4 will allow for the discussion of possible solutions. This is where our team will come up with a specific instruction plan that will be showcased further in the presentation. Step 5 is the opportunity for our team to report our finding to YouTube's coordinating manager. We will list solutions, the cost, expected results, and benefits of the training. We ended up finding the solution to a more realistic expectation of employees' knowledge of mental health. That is, to implement a 4-week training program within the Mental Health Awareness Month, to implement a time frame on a Thursday morning to conduct the training with equipment provided, provide professional educators to explain the topic thoroughly, and divide the team into 2 large groups to make the training more productive. The benefit of this type of training will provide employees within YouTube with the skill set which is largely relevant in today's society to combat the main performance problem of insufficient knowledge. So now onto the key learnings and objectives. We have demonstrated an overarching key objective, which is to increase awareness of mental health amongst all employees within YouTube through tailored training programs, as well as smaller, more specific objectives. These are 1, to encourage employees to speak up and seek help, reducing the stigma surrounding mental health. 2, to promote an environment in which supports a positive culture and respectful relationships. And 3, to fill gaps in the organisation surrounding insufficient knowledge of mental health. These objectives are aimed at addressing the training needs of YouTube's employees.
Overarching principles of the training instruction plan aim to increase awareness of mental health and wellbeing within YouTube's operation and have the ability to equip employees with tools necessary to deal with serious issues. The objective of the program is to teach employees to be honest and remove the outdated stigma associated with mental health. The program will be delivered as follows during the month of October, with one session a week during work hours. Employees in management will initially undertake the pre-session inquiry 1 month prior to the launch of the program. We sent out an initial survey to participants to determine the interest and availability of completing the program, with nearly all employees wanting to complete the session during working hours. This was both a time and cost-effective way of undertaking training, ensuring optimal and present participation from all employees. Week 1 will include a lecture from Beyond Blue ambassadors, where employees will sit and listen to an expert who will come in and talk about the concept of mental health and its presence within the workplace, including looking into issues of stress, anxiety, addiction, substance abuse, and the outlining services offered by the company, which they can reach out to if struggling with any of these issues. YouTube can connect and partner with Beyond Blue's Toolbox Talk training package, providing unions with tools to equip managers with the skills they need to encourage conversations around mental health in the workplace. This will reduce the stigma and support workers in their workplace environment to talk and get help if they need. Week 2 focuses on providing employees with coping tools and strategies to optimize their well-being and mental health daily. Educates staff on tiny tasks they can do each day to make sure they are taking care of themselves. The session will follow a 15-minute meditation headspace activity, followed by 15 minutes of yoga movement and a team topic activity to encourage employees to slow down and be present in their own self-care. This may increase the bond employees share and increase teamwork effectiveness at YouTube as well. This team activity gives employees an outlet to ask for help or discuss issues if they feel comfortable, emphasizing the principles of movement and conversation. Week 3 progresses to focus upon equipping employees to feel confident supporting a co-worker if required. This is a goal-focused one-on-one mentor learning that aims to develop one's skills in listening and empathizing with others. Individuals will be paired up and asked to work through role plays, clips, and case studies together, demonstrating useful strategies to implement when talking to someone suffering with mental health and the best ways to cope with these situations. Lastly, week 4 will be a reflection on past week's learning, including a question time, program survey, and recommendations. There will be time here for employees to suggest practices that would improve the well-being and mental health of staff, followed by concluding the final program survey. An external expert third party from the Beyond Blue franchise will deliver the 4 training sessions to the employees. Ensuring the facilitator is educated in this field and is sensitive to its importance is essential in providing YouTube staff with the correct information and toolkit. The leader will send out the PowerPoint slides and syllabus for each week prior to each session, as during the initial week 1 conductment, employees are provided with a work-through booklet they must bring to each session with all materials for all the topics covered. So employees will bring a laptop, their booklet, pen, activewear and runners during session 2, and YouTube will provide yoga mats and a space to function within.
According to Levinson's Seasons of Life model, this theory relates to sequence-like stages that people go through in life. We can gather from this theory that adult learners and the underlying design of a person's life shapes their relationships and place in society. YouTube should be aware of these age transitions, as people in different age groups within the company will be going through different turbulent stages in their lives. Levinson suggests that people within transitions can be emotional and vulnerable. So therefore, YouTube must be supportive of these changes as people go through these social developments. Individual differences include age, gender, culture, and all can affect the way people learn. Everyone interacts differently. There are generational labels in which people are categorized based on their age. Traditionalists tend to prefer a stable, orderly training and like to share experiences, whereas baby boomers enjoy interactive activities and are motivated by knowing the value of training. Generation X tend to prefer self-directed learning and view training as a way to improve employability, And lastly, millennials prefer learning that involves teamwork and technology with activities that are engaging and meaningful. There are two broad approaches to learning methods: on-the-job training and off-the-job training. In this instance, on-the-job training is more appropriate. We're going to deliver a 1-month ongoing training program on Thursdays throughout the month of October, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, which aims to improve community awareness and interest in individuals' mental health and overall well-being. It runs from the 1st to the 31st of October. It will be produced during work hours so that employees are able to attend and participate, as employees have other commitments and responsibilities outside of the working hours. It also sends a signal that learning is a part of the job. The objective of the program is to teach employees to be honest and learn about mental health issues as they are very common. Because there are a lot of employees at YouTube organisation, doing a 1-day-a-week training is more efficient compared to the manager doing it again and again. Benefits of on-the-job training include the fact that it is cost-effective, has reduced staff turnover, improves productivity, increases employee morale and job satisfaction, and lastly, transfers the learning as it is enhanced because the learning environment is in the same as the performing environment. It is an important topic to train on because creating a mental healthy workplace has many benefits, including reduced absence, increased employee engagement and motivation, and group productivity levels will be increased. Building and growing a culture in the workplace which is built of trust, support, empathy, and treating others with respect. The tools we have implemented within the training program is the use of reflection, 360-degree feedback, and networking. Asking the program participants to reflect on past experiences and learnings increases an individual's self-understanding, enhancing their own development, understanding lessons of experience and self-care within the organisation. The use of 360-degree feedback aims to target behavioural change within employees and increases their abilities to empathise and dictate a comprehensive picture, a skill which is necessary in fostering mental health. Lastly, the establishment and strategy of creating networks provides a generic basis for a successful HRD program, as it increases the sociability of participants and creates new bonds, which helps in the building of the organisation, increasing the productivity of problem solving and dealing with social interactions.
In training evaluation for YouTube and individuals, the Kirkpatrick model can be implemented since it objectively assesses the impact of training, determines how well the team members learn and enhance their learning in the future. According to the Kirkpatrick's model, the first level is reaction, and we want people to believe that training was valuable by measuring how involved they were, how actively they contributed, and how they responded also to the training. This will also allow us to highlight essential issues that might have been missing with mental health concerns when using the YouTube platform. YouTube can perform a questionnaire based on the strengths and weaknesses of the training, as well as your learning for a more detailed evaluation. On the second level is learning, and basically it measures what trainees have and haven't learned in order to show how the training has developed their skills, their attitudes, and their knowledge. In here, YouTube should do an interview at the beginning and at the end of the training to observe which competences each individual developed. The third level states the behavior, and during this stage, it is visualized as individuals how well they apply their training. However, it is important to keep monitoring because the behavior is in constant changing. So it is critical that YouTube maintains new processes and activities to keep the motivation going through the training. And what YouTube can look at for mental health awareness is whether trainees use their learnings in actions, whether they are able to give knowledge and skills to others, and how conscious they were in changing their behavior during the training. The fourth level states the results. This includes the results that state if the company is determined to be good for the business and beneficial for the team members. Some outcomes to consider would be if it improves productivity and motivation of individuals, higher morale, increased employee retention, and others. In other relevant training designs, The training program could record or have live discussions with therapists and specialists to help advise individuals in ways that will help them address their mental health issues. Also, encouraging mental health without any rules or procedures in place can backfire and cause distrust in the organization. So the platform should have basic processes in place so that people who want to learn more are inspired to act may do so. Some strategies for learning training is to list and recognize major symptoms and behaviors related to mental health issues. The second one is to outline 3 to 5 mental health crisis management strategies. The third one is to list quick strategies staff can use during work as well as at home to control the symptoms and or crisis. And the last is to instruct staff basic guidelines to build support work teams. By addressing these elements of mental health training, you'll be taking meaningful steps towards altering the culture of the organization or platform to promote mental health. Thank you so much for watching our presentation. We hope you enjoyed it. And here are our references.